Welcome back. I think this is my second YouTube video that I'm going to be posting of the year. I'm so excited. I'm on a roll. I've been thinking about what kind of YouTube channel I want to make, and I kind of landed on vlogs of me. I will be the center of the attention. In my 30s, I'm going to be 32 this year. It's interesting. That's really all I can say. It's interesting. So I figured, why not document that? Because I did document my 30s. I documented my 20s as somebody that was partying a lot. A lot of what I documented was me going out with my friends and just enjoying my 20s. But now that I don't do that as much, and I still want to have a time capsule of my 30s, I think this will be a different way to do it. And there's not a lot of YouTubers in their 30s that are doing daily vlogs. There are a few that I follow, but a lot of them are in their 20s, like early 20s to mid 20s. And it's not the stage in my life that I'm at. And at the same time, seeing people in their 20s that have accomplished more than you can be kind of discouraging. So I figured, why not, be the vlogger that I'm looking for, because I haven't really found what I'm looking for, and I still watch YouTube videos. And don't get me wrong, there are some YouTubers that are that are in their 30s that I watch pretty consistently, but I figure, why not come into this space and see what else that I can add as a 30-year-old. I'm kind of like a big sister. I like giving sisterly advice. I'm hoping I can incorporate art and maybe some like older sister advice into my YouTube videos, and hopefully that's received well. I have my box of goods, Amazon goods, some nail polish that my bestie got me for my birthday that I have not gotten into yet, so I'm going to use those. So I'm looking for Pinterest to see if they have any cute ideas, and they all look very hard. So I think I'm just going to do a plain color because, oh my goodness, look how. Like, that's beautiful, but I do not have an airbrush machine. Actually, I don't even know how they did that. It's a nice, rich, dark red. So I think we're gonna do that. So the first thing that I learned in my 20s that I'm changing in my 30s is my desire to become a corporate baddie, corporate bae. When I finished high school, I fully intended on going to art school. However, the art school was in Vancouver. I live in Saskatchewan. I'm the firstborn. I came from a very strict African household, so going away to a different province was a no. And it was really the only plan that I had in terms of schooling. There was nothing else I really wanted to take in school. I didn't know of any other programs that sounded interesting to me, so I went and I got my degree in psychology and a certificate in business. With that, I went on to try very different things. I worked in an office for a few years and I hated it. It was so miserable. It was horrible. I didn't enjoy it. And I ended up switching to retail. Well, no, I worked in retail in high school, and I worked in retail. It was always like my second job. But I really thought that I was going to pursue a retail career. I was really trying to move up in, whatever the company that I was working at the time. and it did not work. I tried and I tried and I tried, and I did not get anywhere. It was a very frustrating experience. It was very demoralizing, and looking back, it was probably the best thing for me to not end up in that position, because I know how difficult corporate jobs can be and how hard they are on your mental health. So now I'm working in the social work field, and I have no desire to move up in the company. I have no desire to go back to school. I don't desire working in the office for the rest of my life. Now that I'm in my 30s, I recognize that living a creative life is what I'm supposed to be doing, and it is more fulfilling to me, even if, you know, it's not making me any money right now. And I didn't realize how important that was to my sanity, my mental health, my creative process. I'm focusing on building a creative life that I can be proud of, that I can look back on almost like a time capsule and see how different my 30s are from my 20s. As much as I'm excited to be in my 30s, I do not want to repeat the same mistakes, and I want to live a more authentic life. The next thing that I learned is that good friends are really difficult to find. And this is coming from somebody that has lifelong friendships of, I want to say, how old am I? I'm 32. See, I have to like age myself now. I have friends from grade 1, kindergarten, high school, university. I've made friends at almost every stage in my life that have become my lifelong friends. I remember when my sister was young, she didn't have the best group of friends. She didn't have a solid group of friends. High school is a blip. High school is like this short of time compared to life outside of high school. So don't worry about if you don't have friends in high school. It's really not the end all be all. You will make friends at different stages of your life. And then she ended up going to university and playing volleyball, which led her to have this group of friends that I know she will have for the rest of her life. And she didn't meet those people until she started university. So I say that to say that if you don't have friends in high school, it's really not the end of the world. There are other ways that you can make friends. I've made friends from work. I've made friends from travel. I've made friends from school. You will find your group. And if you don't find your group, honestly, that's okay too. Sometimes having friends is overrated and kind of expensive. So if you don't have friends, you're kind of saving money. I hope that helps. I always assumed that people experience friendships the way that I experience friendships. My friendships are all very stable, very grounded. They've been there the same way that the sky is blue. Like, I've never really taken the time to think, like, a lot of people don't have solid friendships. They don't have people in different cities or different countries that they can call and say, hey, like, I need to get out of here. I need to escape. Let me come see you. And that is truly a blessing to be able to experience friendships like that. And I'm recognizing more and more that a lot of people don't have that. What I would like to change in my 30s personally is pour into the friendships that I do have. Because these are people that I've known for so long, I think I almost forget that friendships do take work, long distance or not. I think it's not fair to just let your friendship be what it is without making efforts to pour into it. I'm putting on the base coat. I think, I don't know if you can see my nails, but they're nice and filed and dry. I'm surprised they have stayed this long. Usually because it's so dry here, they break, but they've been doing pretty good. In my 20s, I did try my best to, make effort, because I have friends in different cities, in different provinces, in different countries, like I said, and I never want my friends to feel like I'm not attentive to them, and I want my friends to remember how important they are in my life and recognize, I guess, the positives in our friendship, recognize the stability. And although I did pour into my friends in my 20s, like birthdays and making sure to be there for special events, I do want to do more in terms of gifts, even gifts, or helping with their kids. One of my friends just made me the godmother to her children, and I want to make sure that I'm an active godparent. So pouring into my friends in ways that maybe don't include money is something that I strive for in my 30s, because I do want to show appreciation to the friends that have been consistent in my life for these past 10, 15, even 20, 25 years. That being said, if there is someone that you feel has been a great friend to you, I think it's a good idea to pour into their friendships in other ways that don't have to include money, or they can include money. If you do want to buy more gifts, or cook for your friends, or help your friends do things that maybe they don't know that they need, or offer up, I don't know. So I guess my advice to other people that have long lasting friendships that maybe they take for granted, or whatever it is, I do encourage you guys to pour into those relationships. Make your friends know why they're important and that they are important. Because believe it or not, I didn't know that a lot of people don't have these types of friendships, and it is truly a blessing. So I think it's in my 30s, and this is something great to start in your 20s, is to just pour into those friendships. So, and not to do it for the sake of getting something in return, but to do it as just a sign of appreciation. I think it helps you be more grateful, show gratitude to your life, to the relationship, to yourself as a person, because keeping and managing friendships is just as difficult as any other relationship. So I think it's a great way to just show gratitude, so more of those relationships can pour into your life. So yeah, and as a single 32-year-old, it is really great to know that I have people that I can call on in times of need. So I need to make sure that they can call on me too. So the last thing that I wish I knew in my 20s that I'm going to change in my 30s is communication is a skill, not a talent. Don't get me wrong. I think my communication skills were really good in my 20s. I recognized that as an introverted person, I needed to put myself in situations that felt uncomfortable or that felt challenging in order for myself to keep growing. I've noticed in retail, I don't know if anyone else has noticed this, but a lot of younger retail workers, I don't know if it's the pandemic or just how people have grown up, but I noticed sometimes communication is lacking in some service workers in the service industry. And it makes you kind of realize how important communication is, and how important it is to understand people, understand people's needs, understand that people are different, and your communication with different people is going to look different. So I'm not saying it's something I'm bad at, but the last few years, I think I've forgotten how important it is, especially with the pandemic and having to be inside. You know, the last few years have really felt like a season of isolation. And now that I feel like it's time to get out of that season, I'm remembering and realizing how much I need to work on my communication skills. I think it's something that will always be an ongoing thing, especially for people that are people pleasers. Learning how to communicate in a way that is not affecting you negatively, I think is really important. Even if you work by yourself, like I'm by myself. I'm talking to myself. And I figured it's still a really good way to improve my communication skills, knowing that I can edit everything out. Signing up for different classes and just like, you know, making an effort to speak to people that work in customer service when I go to the mall, when I go get groceries. I am shaking trying to do my left hand is really just for show because this is hard. That's why I'm like trying to talk and look at the camera, but whew. I'm thankful for the fact that I went to university. I think going to university and having to do presentations, learn about, you know, different personality types and learn about our certain biases and how we treat other people was so helpful in improving how I communicate, because I'm able to see past what people are saying and really look at the whole picture, read between the lines. So that being said, communication is something that I will have to continue to work on, because one thing the pandemic taught me is that you can lose that skill pretty quickly when you're not working it, when you're not exercising it the way that you're exercising your body. So in my 30s, I will continue to put myself in situations that make me uncomfortable, try new things, because I think that's the only way that I will continue to grow. I think that's the best way that anyone can continue to grow. So we'll see. My nails are done. I am not doing anything else to them because doing nails takes forever, and I think that already took like an hour and a half just to do that. So I hope these things gave you some insight into your life, maybe how you can improve. These are definitely things that I'm going to continue to work on, and we'll see what happens in the new year. You know, when you feel like starting a whole new life and changing everything about yourself, that is the era that I'm in right now. So see you in the next one.